Hello everyone. Welcome back to our Python programming full course. In the previous lecture, we learned everything about Python lists. We discussed list creation, indexing, slicing, traversal, list operations, and important list methods with many practical examples. Today, we are going to learn another important data structure in Python called tuple. At first glance, tuples look very similar to lists, but there is one major difference between them. Lists are mutable, which means we can modify their elements after creation. Tuples are immutable, which means once a tuple is created, its elements cannot be changed. Tuples are widely used when data should remain constant throughout the program, such as days of the week, months of the year, RGB color values, and coordinates. In this lecture, we will learn tuples from the basics with simple explanations and practical examples. Let us begin. First of all, what is a tuple? A tuple is an ordered collection of elements. Just like a list, a tuple can store multiple values inside a single variable. A tuple can contain integers, floating point numbers, strings, boolean values, or even other tuples. The important difference is that tuples cannot be modified after they are created. Tuples are written using parentheses instead of square brackets. Let us start with programs. First of all, let's see that creating a tuple. Numbers equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Print numbers. Just run it. Just observe the output. Here we created a tuple named numbers containing 5 integer values. The values are enclosed inside parentheses. When printed, Python uses all elements in order. And my program. Let's see tuple with different data types. Data equal to 10 comma Python comma 25.5 comma true. Print data. We just run it. Just observe the output. Just like lists, tuple can also store different types of values together. This flexibility makes Tuples useful for storing related information of different data types. Now, let's see why use tuples. You might wonder why Python provides tuples when lists already exist. The answer is very simple. Sometimes data should never change. For example, the names of weekdays or the months of the year remain the same. Using tuples prevents accidental modification of such data. This also makes programs safer and, in many cases, slightly more memory efficient. This is program weekdays equal to and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then Sunday. Just print 3 days. Now just run this. Observe how every element in a tuple has an index, just like a list. Indexing starts from 0. We can access individual elements using their index positions. Now let's see positive indexing program. Fruits equal to apple, banana, orange, mango. Print fruits group. Print uh, run it. Observe your output. It prints apple, banana. Index 0 gives the first element. Index 2 gives the third element. Now let's see what is negative indexing. Tuples also support negative indexing. The last element has index -1, the second last has -2, and so on. Now, see one program on negative indexing. So it's equal to apple, banana, orange, mango. print proofs -1, print so -2. Now just run this. Shows mango orange. Just like lists and the strings, tuple support slicing. We can extract a specific portion without changing the original tuple. It's called tuple slicing. Now just see a program on tuple slicing. Numbers equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma 50 comma 60. Right, print numbers 1:5. Print out 1 me print numbers 6. Now run this. Observe the output. The slicing rules are exactly the same as those used in the list. The stop index is never included. Now we are going to write a program on traversing a tuple. Colors equal to red, green, blue, yellow. Or color in colors. Print color. I just run this. It prints red, green, blue, yellow. Since tuples are iterable, can easily traverse them using a for loop. Python automatically accesses each element one by one. Now we are going to write a program on length of a tuple. Number equal to 5 comma 10 comma 15 comma 20 comma 25. Read and the numbers. Now just run this. Just output it prints 5. The length function returns the total number of elements in the tuple. Now we are going to talk about some common mistakes Many beginners confuse lists and tuples. Remember, lists use square brackets. Will show this. Lists use these square brackets. And double tuples use parentheses. Tuples use parentheses. And lists are mutable. Lists are mutable. And tuples are immutable. Another common mistake is trying to modify tuple elements, which results in an error. Excellent. In this part, we learned what tuples are, why they are used, how to create them, indexing, negative indexing, slicing, and traverse. In the next part, we will learn tuple operations, tuple methods, packing and unpacking, and many practical examples. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. In the previous part, we learned what tuples are, why they are used, and how they differ from lists. Now, we are going to learn some unique concepts that make tuples special. We will understand tuple packing, tuple unpacking, single element tuples, empty tuples, and the two methods available for tuples. These concepts are frequently used in real Python programs and coding interviews. Let us begin. First of all, what is tuple packing? What is tuple packing? Tuple packing means storing multiple values into a single tuple. In Python, we don't always need parentheses to create a tuple. Simply separating values with commas automatically creates a tuple. This feature is called tuple packing. Let us see one program on tuple packing. Student equal to Rahul, comma 19, comma CSE. Print student. Print type of student. This one is C. Observe the output. Here we didn't use parentheses. Python automatically packed all three values into a tuple. The type function confirms that a variable is a tuple. Now let's see what is tuple unpacking. Tuple unpacking is the opposite of packing. Here we extract tuple elements into separate variables. The number of variables should match the number of elements in the tuple. Now let's see a program on tuple unpacking. Student equal to Rahul, comma 19, comma CSE. Now name, comma age, comma course equal to student. Print name. Print age. Print course. Now just run this. The first value is assigned to name. The second value goes to age, and the this third value goes to course. This makes code shorter and more readable. Now let's see swapping variables. Swapping variables. A equal to 10. B equal to 20. Print. Sorry. Print info swap. Print a comma b. A comma b equal to b comma a. Print a comma b. Just run this, observing all output. One of the biggest advantage of tuple packing and unpacking is swapping values. Unlike many other programming languages, Python allows swapping two variables without using a third variable. Internally, Python uses tuple packing and unpacking. Now let's see what is single element tuple. Beginners often makes a mistake by creating a tuple with only one element. Writing 10 does not create a tuple. Python treats it as an integer. To create a single element tuple, we must place a comma after the value. Let's do one program on single element tuple. A equal to 10. B equal to 10 comma. Print type of A. Print type of B. Now just run this. Here A is an integer. B is a tuple because of the comma. Remember this rule because it is one of the most common interview questions. Now, what is empty tuple? Creating an empty tuple is very simple. Let's do a program on empty tuple. Empty. Now, print empty. Now, print type of empty. Now, just run this. Observe the output. This creates a tuple with no elements. Empty tuples are useful when you want a fixed object that currently holds no data. Now, let's see what is tuple methods. Unlike lists, tuples have only two built-in methods. Since tuples are immutable, they do not support methods like append, remove, or sort. You see this program, numbers equal to 10 comma 20 comma 10 30 10. Print numbers dot count of 10. The count method returns how many times a particular value appears inside the tuple. And this 3. Now see another program using index. Roots equal to apple, banana, orange. Then I will write banana. Now print fruits dot next banana. Now just run this. It prints 1. The index method returns the position of the first occurrence of the specified value. Let's do one last practical example. Students equal to slide Kranthi 19 CS. Name, age, course equal to student. Yes. Print name. Name. Right. Print print age, comma, age, print now pose, comma, pose. Now just run this. Observe the output. This is a simple real world example. Imagine reading a student's record from a database. Instead of accessing values one by one using indexes, tuple unpacking makes the code much cleaner. Now, let's talk some common mistakes. Beginners usually make three mistakes. First, forgetting the comma will create a single element tuple. Second, trying to modify tuple elements even though tuples are immutable. Third, using a different number of variables during tuple unpacking which causes an error. Excellent. In this part, we learned tuple packing, tuple unpacking, swapping variables, single element tuples, empty tuples, and the two methods available in tuples. These concepts are unique to tuples and are commonly used in real world Python programming. In the next part, we will explore nested tuples, tuples with list with lists with tuples, and more practical examples. Welcome back, everyone. In the previous part, we learned tuple packing, unpacking, swapping variables, and tuple methods. In this part, we will explore more advanced tuple concepts that are commonly used in real Python programs. Let's begin. First of all, let's see what is nested tuples. A tuple can contain another tuple as one of its elements. This is called a nested tuple. It is useful when we want to organize related data together. Let's take one program on nested tuple. Student equal to writing my name and then writing another name like Rahul, my age 20. And Anjali, comma 8. Now print student print student 0 0 let and 0 print student 1 Just run this. Okay, okay. Sorry, I forgot to put commas. No, just run this. Yeah, observe the output. Here, every student record is itself a tuple. Using double indexing, we can access individual values. Now let's see. Tuple inside lists. What is tuple inside list? A list can store multiple tuples. This is very common in databases and applications because lists are mutable while tuples protect individual records. Now, let's do the program on tuple inside list. Students were Kranthi, Mama 90, Rahul 30, Jali, Mama 18. So just write the statements. Print students, print test to print students to 0. Now just on this, observe the output. Imagine a school database. Each student's information remains fixed inside a tuple, while the list can grow as new students join. List inside tuple. We can also store lists inside a tuple. Just do a program. Another program data equal to then 20, 30, comma 40, 50, 60. Now just write print statements. Print data print of 0, print of 1, 2. Now just run this, observe the output. The tuple itself cannot be modified, but the lists inside it are mutable. Now let's go to another program. data equal 20, 30, 0, what happened, 40, print data. Now just run this. This. Many people think they should produce an error. Actually, the tuple remains unchanged. Only the list inside it changes. Now put command on this. Yeah. Many beginners think we should produce an error. Okay. Now let's talk returning multiple values from functions. One of the biggest advantages of tuple is returning multiple values from a function. Now let's do one program. Return the comma 19 CAC name comma was equal to student in name and age and course. Now just of this, the Kranthi 19 CA. Python automatically packs the returned values into a tuple. Then unpacking stores them into separate variables. List to tuple conversion. Let's do one program. One list to tuple conversion. Numbers equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Result equal to tuple numbers. Print result. Print type result. Now just run this. With the output. The tuple function converts any iterable into a tuple. Now tuple to let's see tuple to list conversion. Numbers equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Result equal to list of numbers. print out result, print out type of result. Now just run this, observe the output. Sometimes we need to modify tuple data. Since tuples are immutable, we first convert them into a list. Now, I want to talk about some common mistakes. Beginners often forget that nested indexing needs two indexes. Lists inside tuples can still change. Tuple and list create new objects. Excellent. Today we learn nested tuples, tuples inside lists, lists inside tuples, returning multiple values from functions, and converting between lists and tuples. These concepts are widely used in Python projects. In the next and final part, we'll compare tuples and lists, discuss their advantages, disadvantages, interview questions, and real world applications. Welcome back, everyone. In the previous three parts, we learned everything about tuples. From creating tuples to nested tuples and tuple unpacking. In this final part, we will compare tuples with lists, discuss where each one should be used, explore real world applications, and answer some important interview questions. Let's get started. First of all, I will explain tuple versus list. Both tuples and lists are used to store multiple values. But there are several important differences between them. Now let us start with one program. My list equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30. My tuple equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30. Print type of my list. Print type of my tuple. Now just run this. Yeah, observe the output. This one lists us square brackets, tuple, parentheses. Now I will tell first difference mutability. I will create a program numbers equal to and 20 30 numbers 1 equal to 50. Print numbers. Now just run this. Print 10, 50, 30. Because I will give index 1. In the place of the index 1, it prints 50. So it replaces the 20 with 50. Now, the second difference was methods. Uh, List has many methods: append, extend, remove, pop, insert, sort. Tuple has only count, index. Reason was tuples are immutable. And the third difference was memory efficiency. Now I will create a one program, import sys equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Print sys dot get size of a. Now print sys dot get size of b. Now just run this. Observe the output. Usually, tuples consume less memory than lists because they cannot be modified. Now, I will tell that difference 4. That fourth difference was performance. Tuple creation is generally faster. Iterating over tuples is often slightly faster. Since tuples don't change, Python can optimize them better. When should we use lists? Now clear this. When should we use lists? Use lists when data changes frequently, adding elements, removing elements, sorting data, shopping cart, student attendance, to-do list. When should we use tuples? Use tuples when data should never change. Coordinates, RGB colors, date of birth, employee ID, GPS locations, database records. Now I want to show program on coordinate exam. Location equal to 17.3850, comma 78.50, 4867. Print location. Now just run this. Observe the output. It's 7.385 and 78.4867. A location should remain fixed. So a tuple is a good choice. Now let me clear this. Now we're going to write program on RGB color. RGB color. Red equal to 255 comma 0 comma 0. Green equal to 0 comma 255 comma 0. And blue equal to 0 comma 0 comma 255. I'm writing print red. Now just run this. Observe the output. 255 comma 0 comma 0. RGB values represent colors and normally remain constant. Now try just change this to gray. Now run this. Print 0 comma 255 comma 0. Now clear this. Now I am going to tell for some interview questions. Interview questions. Let's see. Question number one. Why are tuples immutable? Why are tuples immutable? That answer was to protect data from accidental modification and improve efficiency. So the tuples are immutable. And we are going to question number two. The question number two was, can a tuple contain a list? Can a tuple contain a list? The answer was yes. The tuple will contain a list. And question number three. The question number three was, can a list contain tuples? Can a list contain tuples? Of course, yes. A list contain tuples. A list contain tuples. Now, question number four. How many methods does a tuple have? How many methods does a tuple have? The answer was only two. What are the methods? The methods was count method, index method. Those are tuple methods. Now, question number five. How to create a single element tuple? How do you create a single element tuple? Just see, I'm creating equal to 10 comma. This is a creating a single element tuple. Comma is mandatory. Comma is always mandatory. I'm creating a tuple, single element tuple. And the question number 6. Question number 6 was, can tuple elements be changed? Can tuple elements be changed? And the answer was no. But if a tuple contains a mutable object like a list, the list itself can be modified. I am saying again, no, the tuple elements cannot be changed. But if a tuple contains a mutable object like a list, the list itself can be modified. Those are the interview most important questions in Python on the topic of tuples. Now, I'm going to say some common mistakes. Common mistakes was forgetting the comma in a single element tuple. And the second common mistake was trying to modify tuple elements and confusing list and tuple syntax and assuming everything inside a tuple is immutable. Assuming everything inside a tuple is immutable. Congratulations, we have successfully completed the tuple chapter. Across all four parts, we learned what tuples are, creating tuples, indexing and slicing, packing and unpacking, tuple methods, nested tuples, conversions, tuple versus list, real world applications, and finally interview questions also we learn. Tuples are one of the Python's most useful data structures when our data should remain unchanged. In the next lecture, we'll start learning about dictionaries, another powerful Python data structure. Thank you everyone.